So I want to talk about how to calculate your unsafe period. Okay, some people ask for this particular video how to calculate when you are not safe for ta. If you are not really ready for pregnancy, you must really know how to calculate when you are not safe or when you are safe. Yes, we know that as a lady, we have what we call the menstrual cycle. Menstrual cycle is just a series of changes that prepare you ready for the baby, if you are ready. And it's a cyclical thing. It runs from particular cycle to another. Menstrual cycle has four major phases. We have the menstruation phase, we have the follicular phase, the third is the ovulation phase, then the last is the luteal phase. Yeah, we have what we call ovulation, and then we have what we call the fertile window. Of course, you have more chances of getting pregnant when you are in your fertile window or when you are in your ovulation period. You get? That is why you have to master how to calculate when you are in ovulation period or when you are in your fertile period. Those periods are called unsafe period. Every other time in your menstrual cycle is very safe for you. You can do whatever you want to do. You can get away with it without getting pregnant. Okay, so today I want to let you know there are basically ways you can calculate when you are unsafe, or there are ways you can calculate when you are ovulating. Right, to plan yourself to avoid unwanted pregnancy or unplanned pregnancy. We have four ways. We have using a calendar method, which is what I have here. Then we have using a testing kit, luteinizing hormone testing kit. Well, then we have using a body basal thermometer to check. We have monitoring your cervical mucus, whatever that come out of your body. Right, during that time you're gonna be very stretchy and very, very copious and become more watery, become stretchy, watery, and copious, just like the egg white, raw egg white. Today I will be concentrating on calendar method. I just want to show you basically how to calculate days, how you can calculate unsafe period, those days you must avoid. And this is what we call fertility awareness method. Today I want to teach you how to calculate your safe period, okay, and unsafe period. Safe period are those days you can, do your knacking well without getting pregnant, without fear. Then unsafe period are those days you must knack with your senses, either with protection or you have to avoid knacking at all if you don't want to get pregnant. Okay, we are using calendar method today because we have different ways to calculate your safe period, which calendar method is one of them. We know that we have different menstrual cycle lengths. Nobody has the same menstrual cycle length with another. But on average, we have 28 days cycle length. Okay, on average. So today, let's use the average one, which is 28 days first. Then we're going to use a different menstrual cycle length just to calculate. So this is the month of June. Let's assume that your first menses for the month of June come on 2nd, which is on Sunday. Okay, you saw your period on 2nd, which is Sunday, 2nd of June. Then, and you have 28 days menstrual cycle length. When will you see the next period? We want to know first how to calculate the menstrual cycle length before we talk about how to calculate your ovulation, before we talk about how to calculate your fertile period or fertile window. So now, if you've seen your first period on the 2nd of June and you have 28 days menstrual cycle length, my dear, if you want to calculate the next menstrual date for you, we say that menstrual cycle length run from the first day of your period to a day before the next period. And we have 28 days cycle length here. So we have to count out a day before 28 days. Let's do it now. Day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, day 6, day 7, day 8, day 9, day 10, day 11, day 12, day 13, day 14, day 15, day 16, day 17, day 18, day 19, day 20, day 21, day 22, day 23, day 24, day 25, day 26, day 27, day 28. Do you see it now? This is day 28. Do you see? So this is day 28. If you count from here to here, this is day 28. So if you want to say your menstrual cycle length, it runs from the day of your first period to a day before the next period. So this is the next day you will see the next period. So your menstrual cycle run all the way from here to here. It stop on this day 28. A day before the next period. You're supposed to see your next period on 29th. So your cycle length will stop on a day before the next period. So all the way from here to here. So we've known that with 28 cycle length, your menstrual cycle length runs all the way from 2nd of June to 28th, which means that on 29, the next menses will continue. So the cycle length runs from this day to a day before the next period will begin. Do you get? So now with this menstrual cycle length, let's calculate your ovulation date. Ovulation date is assumed to occur 14 days before the next period. For we to calculate your ovulation date, ovulation is assumed to occur 14 days before the next period. So you take your menstrual cycle length, which is 28, take away 14, and you have what? 14. Okay? 14. Now, it means that you ovulate on the 14th day of the next cycle. Let's just calculate it now. This is your first day. You started your menses, which is day 1. You have to count out 14 days from this 2nd of June. Let's count it out, including this 2nd of June. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. This is your ovulation date. It means that you ovulate on this day. My dear, that you ovulate on this day does not mean that you must get pregnant on this day. There is what we call fertile window, which comprise about 7 days, 5 days before your ovulation day, the day of your ovulation, and a day after. Remember, this is your ovulation date, which is 15th of June. And if you want to calculate your window, your fertile window, you have to count out 5 days before this day, and a day after, making it 7 fertile windows. Now let's calculate it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Before your ovulation date, yes, then a day after. So you have from 10th to 16th of June, you have to stay away from knacking if you want to prevent pregnancy, because it's assumed that you are fertile from 10th of June to 16th of June. This are called your fertile window, from 10th to 16th. Remember, your fertile window is 5 days before your ovulation date. The day of your ovulation, making it 6 days, and a day after, making it 7 days. Do you understand? Ask your question in comment section. Thank you. Ladies, let's illustrate with someone that has 26 days menstrual cycle length. We all know that menstrual cycle length can vary between 23 days menstrual cycle length to 35 days menstrual cycle length. So if you have anything less than 23 menstrual cycle length, it means it's a very short period and it's not normal. Okay, then if you have anything more than 35 days cycle length, it's a very long cycle and it's not normal. All right, so now let's illustrate with 26 days menstrual cycle length. Okay, we've already done for 28. Some people have 26 days menstrual cycle length, which is still okay. So if you have this 26 days menstrual cycle length, this is the month of May. Let's assume that you saw your period on the 3rd of May and you have 26 days menstrual cycle length. When are you gonna see your next period? Because you have 26 days menstrual cycle length, and we all know that your menstrual cycle length run from the first day of your period to a day before the next period. Let's count it. Count this day as day 1, which is the first day of your menstrual cycle length, as day 1. Day 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. And this is 26. So a day before the next period. A day before the next period. This is 20. This will be the next 26th day. So your cycle length run from this day to a day before this next day. So you're gonna stop here from 3rd of May to days. Now let's calculate your ovulation days or your fertile window days or your unsafe period. Now, if you have 26 days menstrual cycle length and your period started on the 3rd, you get? Now, when is your ovulation? We all know that it's assumed that ovulation occur 14 days before the next period. So go to that your menstrual cycle length, which is 26. Take away 14 and you're gonna get how many? You will get 12 days. 12 days, it means that you ovulate on the 12th day. I didn't say 12 days. 12th day of that cycle. 12th day of that cycle. How do you count out the 12 days? This is your first day of your menses. Count it as day 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This is the 12th day, which is assumed to be your ovulation date. The day you ovulate is an estimated date. Okay, you get it? So you assume to ovulate on this 14th. But madam, you have 7 days as your fertile window. These are those periods that is very, very unsafe for you. So you have to monitor them. So how do you know that 7 days that you have greater chances of taking in, of becoming pregnant? So 7 days fertile window is calculated by count out 5 days before the ovulation date, which is 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then plus the day of your ovulation, which is the 6th day and a day after. So this period from 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, you are unsafe. This is what we call the fertile window. 5 days, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, before the ovulation day, a day of ovulation and a day after. This is what we call unsafe period. Unsafe period. You don't do anything here without protection if you don't want to get pregnant. If you have 26 days menstrual cycle length, you see, it varies from person to person. If you have any question, let me know on the comment section. If you can, let me know your menstrual cycle length and the day you saw your last period. We will take it from there. Thank you very, very much. Bye.